Yeah, so I'm doing 2 interviews with myself, one on a Friday and one on a Sunday. And I'm kind of started to write these sort of dialogues with myself, these scripts, which I started for an exhibition called Be More Brander at Moscow. And actually, no, it didn't start at Moscow. It started at my Standpoint Futures exhibition in London, where I represented Wales for a residence. And I did an exhibition called Bad Wolf there, and then wanted to do a performance event for the opening. Most of the other Standpoint Futures residents have kind of done artist talks or in conversations, and I've been to a lot of in conversations and artist talks over my lifetime. And sometimes I think that you can have an academic talking with an artist, and the academic really overshadows what the artist is actually doing in terms of, they're not on par a lot of the time. And I have another hat where I work at the Glenvivian Art Gallery in Swansea, and I run the education programme there. So I've done a lot of artist talks with artists in conversations, that kind of thing. So I just kind of wanted to bring those things together in my work, really. And it's kind of looking at kind of psychoanalysis as well, and this, sort of, maybe there's a kind of death of psychoanalysis now. It was this, very important thing at the beginning of the 20th century. Now that we're in the 21st century, we're quite possibly psychoanalyzing ourselves, and it's, I think, it's riffing on other artists' work who have done conversations. And in the back of used to famously, whenever he was on television, which wasn't very often, but when he would write the questions for other people, and he'd have complete control over that. And I'm kind of playing with that idea of artistic control and, the power-hungry artist, but also kind of asking myself some very difficult home truths, and also sort of things that we think we're doing when we're not really. As well, but it's quite playful as well. But it's meant to be hopefully quite difficult to watch, as in it's critical of things that I do, but then critical of things that everyone does, especially in terms of social media sense. And when we think we're doing something good, when actually we're just posting a news item so other people who have the same views as us can believe it. I think the theme, because it's about truth, so a lot of my work is to do with truth and the fact that artists deal in fictions, and this. I work in quite a journalistic way, so often when I start a project, I'll create like an archive of research. I'll often interview people, just like this, and I'll then sort of start to work from something I've created that has like a historical narrative or whatever it may be, and it's kind of creativity or artistic endeavour is I think can be kind of defined by the fact that there's that one strand of truth that can really make this sort of fiction that we've created really strong. Whereas if you look at sort of journalistic writing or factual writing, it's the other way around. And I'm quite interested in that boundary, where sort of fact and fiction meet, and how we create kind of mythologies about things, and we can't help doing that because there isn't actually fact and fiction is entirely a concept. In the same way as male and female is a concept.